Last week we spoke to Mike about the Terex Demag TC2800-1, an enormous crane with enormous stabilizers, and this was a crane that worked on the Warkworth motorway lifting bridge beams, an enormous job. And I even got to sit in the seat and Mike talked me through all the controls and what they did and how they did it, and the computers and all the other aspects that go with operating this enormous crane. Then the trucks turned up and we unloaded a few, and on this particular truck it comes with the cab of the tower crane that they're unloading. They're bringing all the components of this tower crane and they're just storing them out here at Pukekohe. The dogmen are working, getting all the chains off, and there's set spots on the components that makes it easy for them to lift it off and store it for later on. And the dogmen do that. And there's Mike sitting in the cab just waiting for instruction on when to lift. Another truck with another component of this tower crane pulls in, and I think there's about 12 or 13 truckloads of this tower crane to arrive. Well, the dogmen have got the chains on the spot that's required for it to lift this crane off, and just noticed there that there's an extra chain, and he's just wrapping that around into the hook, and he's just putting the next chain just on that chain just to keep it out of the way. So there's a bar and they're lifting that bar. The bar controls the 4 points of the lift, and they're doing the lift with strops, and you can see the chains on the other side of that bar. So the dogmen are out of the way. You can see he's talking to Mike in the cab, and they're pretty sure they're ready to lift this up. But you can see the load points there already on this piece. So the crane's on the way to lift, and that giant winch that's on the back of the crane is doing its job. And as I said before, when you're doing a lifting job with a crane, everything seems to be slow and easy. Can't get into too much trouble. But there's that bar with the strop hanging off, and the 4 points are connected, and it's just absolutely level, and Mike's just going to park it over in the corner out of the way. The truck that brought it takes off, and there it is sitting there. So now I'm going to have a talk to Mike about what it's like operating a tower crane. Well, Mike, I'm on the ground, but I'm sitting in a tower crane control tower. You know, just imagine me all the way up there, but I'm actually on the ground, which is what I like. But never mind. So I'm sitting in the seat, I can see up, I can see down at this glass on the floor, and I can see all around. The boom goes out that way, and it's always facing that way.
Correct, yep.
And and if I get out, I can walk around the crane and check this, check that, check the other thing.
That's right.
So there's a little panel in here that I turn that. It'll tell me what I'm lifting, how I'm lifting it.
Correct, yep.
And all the electronic wizardry that goes with that. So I'm sitting in here, I've got emergency and a green button. I guess the green button says I'm starting you up.
That's about right. So being electric, the green button should, once you turn that on, it'll liven up all your systems.
Yep.
And everything should be
tickety-boo.
Active. Yep.
So now I've got 2 levers. One goes that way. They both do the same thing. They both go forward. They both come back, and they both got a blue and red button. So and a little windery doofer. Does it wind, or does it just push?
They're tappers. So as you're doing a motion, whether it's booming up or down or using your winch, they'll actually tap. So give you a sense of how fast your winch is moving.
Right.
Yeah, so it's a bit of an audible, and you can actually feel it as well. Alert to say your winch is actually moving. So the faster it taps, the faster your winch is going.
Okay.
Very handy.
So it's an audible thing.
Pretty much.
Which is great. So left one does what? Right one does what?
On this model, I think the left one, if you shift it to your left, will actually slew the whole crane around to your left.
Yes.
So they'll let you do circles.
Yep.
And same if you go right,
go the other way.
Back the other way.
Yep.
This one here, I think if you push that lever forward,
yep.
That would be your hook down bring your
okay, so
hook
the
down.
rope's going through, winches are working.
That's right, yep. And if you come back, pull it back towards you, your hook will be going up.
Yep.
And like I said, that thing will be tapping away as it's doing that,
Right.
that motion.
And the buttons?
Buttons, I think it's just a general looking joystick, so it probably fit other certain machines. That,
okay, so you can
functions.
Program those to do other things,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
So most of the time, so it's left, right, up, down.
Pretty much, yep.
And the right one?
And this one here will then operate your boom up and down. So
okay.
To your, if you push that to your right, that would generally make your boom go down.
Yep.
If you bring it back towards your left, it will bring your boom up.
Right. So I'm sitting here and I just manage these and away we go.
Yep.
So when can I start?
Plenty of jobs out there.
And always looking for crane operators.
That's it.
Absolutely amazing. Excellent. Beauty. There you go, folks. A little bit about the tower crane. Mike, what do you have to do to turn this thing on?
Yeah, so we got a key here and a start button, so we'll start it up, and that'll liven up all our, obviously start the engine and liven up our computer screens here. So we'll start that. Nice V8 Mercedes engine purring away there. Check, make sure our configuration is stayed the same. Restart check. And now we line up our winches, our operations. So we're all set to go. Yeah, so same as our tower crane, pretty similar. We've got joysticks left and right, a couple on our right. We've got the same sort of functions. We've got a winch down on our right hand lever, so we'll go through a bit of that. And we're just bringing our hook down. We've got on our left is our slow operation, so we want to shoot to the left. We'll push the lever to the left. Put the hook.
Okay, mate, when you're ready, just coming up on the winch, please.
Here we go. So on our screens on the front here, gives us all our information of how far out from the crane, the loaders, how much we're lifting, our boom angle. We've got other bits and pieces.
Just give us a little rough back, please. Yeah, mate, that's good there. Coming up on the winch again.
Making sure our hook is centered over the load. Nice light piece there.
Fassi, an extraordinary crane. So if you need a crane fitted to your truck, either behind the cab or on the back, then Fassi is the crane you need. Fassi can load your truck and trailer as well as unload them. A versatile crane that saves time and money. So to find out about getting your Fassi crane, just call All Crane on 0800 All Crane or check out their webpage at www.allcrane.co.nz. With me is Tim Elliott from Kepler Motors in Hamilton, and good on you, Tim. Maybe tell us a little bit about the vehicles you sell.
Right, well, we've got an absolutely amazing range from the GWM Haval product lineup. We start with a small SUV with the Jolian, and we start from that at $27,990 plus on-road costs. We then go through that range. We have 3 models in the Jolian range. We then go into the H6, which is the next size up, your mid-size SUV, and that we actually have 5 models in that range.
Wow.
Yeah, starting from $33,990.
Yeah.
So when you look at the value for money in our range, and we even have right through to a hybrid like our new car behind me here. As well as the SUVs, we have a stunning lineup of the GWM Cannon, which is New Zealand Autocar Magazine's Ute of the Year for 2020.
Wow.
Not only has it come up Ute of the Year because of its build quality, ride quality and safety, now 5-star safety rating in 2021, it is an absolutely amazing package. You don't get the harsh ride that you traditionally get in a ute, but you get all the safety and benefit of having 3-ton towing capacity, up to a ton payload in the back, but also room for your guests in the back of the vehicle if you're taking a few along with you.
With a bit of leg room.
With a bit of leg room and vents in the back so they have actually get a bit of fresh air as well.
Oh, that's marvellous. Get hold of Tim and I'm sure he'll look after you.
Look forward to hearing from you.
Tadano have been building cranes since 1956. Tadano is the name in mobile cranes, from 2-axle to 7-axle cranes as well as track cranes. Tadano, a great choice of crane. So if you're looking for a crane, why not choose Tadano? Tried and true. To find out more, just go to allcrane.co.nz. Demag stands for uncompromising quality. As one of the world's leading manufacturers of high performance and reliable industrial cranes, crane components and drives, we offer our customers a comprehensive range of smart solutions for their material flow and logistic needs. Our name is synonymous with maximum safety, reliability and innovation. We provide our customers with smooth processes, maximum efficiency and best results. So, want to find out more? Just call All Crane on 0800 All Crane or check out their webpage www.allcrane.co.nz. Mike, these are the frames that do the actual lifting. I think it's called a trolley. Does that go along underneath this, or?
So this is a luffing tower crane. So this actually no actual trolley in this.
I see. Righto.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's like a normal crane boom where you boom it booms up and down, and you have a hook that goes up and down with it, as opposed to a hammerhead type crane where it does have a trolley and just goes out vertically.
It's when you saw these things, they don't look, they just look like a little stick, but when you're standing next to one, it's pretty sizable.
Yep, they bit of height and width to them, but this is probably one of the smaller ones you'll find, but they do get quite big.
Right, and those little ties aren't there for any reason at all? They don't live there, or do they?
No, I think they've actually put some real cool strip lighting on there, so at night time that'll turn on and illuminate the boom in the at night time. So
make it look flash.
Yeah. I've seen them. Some things that's been happening a bit more recently. Looks quite good.
And this little, is that a walkway, or is that? Is that a walkway? So when it's level, they can walk along it?
That's right, yeah. So they'll bring the boom down, the actual jib down flat, and they'll go out there and they'll, this being the end piece,
Yep.
There's a little bit of maintenance work to do on the end as greasing up a little wee pulley at the end there that needs to be done regularly.
So the guy's got to walk all the way out there with a grease gun. Go,
That's right.
And walk all.
Yep, the harness on.
No, you've got to be a special sort of guy to do this sort of work. Absolutely. You
Yeah,
do.
no,
Yeah.
heights, if you're scared of heights, it's probably not the job for you.
Or it'll cure it. Well, yeah,
Face your fears.
sure. Just hanging on the end there's a piece, just a short piece there, and it marries up with these two, you say.
Correct, yep. So this, these bars here will go back to what's called your luffing rope.
Yep.
And that'll actually pick your boom up and down to change your radius as you're lifting.
As you're lifting, right. And right in front of us here, there's a ladder with the circles on it, and that's just to say if you're getting up there, if you fall, you've got something to lean against.
Yeah.
Has anybody ever fallen or slipped or tripped? I suppose they must have.
Oh, I think over the year you probably have.
Yeah.
You'll get the odd one here and there, but thankfully, as we progress, things are a bit more tighter safety-wise. So
Yes, absolutely.
Little things like this, probably wouldn't have had this 30 years ago, but something to put on there.
So the old school would just say, toughen up, man, get up there.
Yeah, get up there. Yeah, up you go. What are you mucking around at?
Wow, amazing. So Mike, this sits, I know you got the crane sitting like that and then the boom. So this sits on the back. So what we've got here is an electric motor that drives this winch. Is this a winch?
That's right, yep.
And all loaded with enough wire to do what they have to do. And if it's it's got one of those like you've got on this crane. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe extra rollers to do this business. So in order to do that, they'd have to put the crane down relatively low to
Yeah,
done.
yeah. Generally, it does. It all gets revved up in the air. So this will be sitting on the machine deck we looked at earlier,
Yep.
and they'll run this cable out through the hook block when the boom's down flat,
Yep.
and set how many parts they want. This one might run 2 or 4 parts, depending on what lifting capacity is required for the job.
Sure. And this is the power that runs this thing. It sort of looks like a heavy duty something you'd have on a truck
Yeah.
to run the batteries. So it looks like sort of like 24 volts,
Yeah.
but more than that, obviously.
Yeah. So these are probably run about at 300 volts. So this is a 3-phase AC motor.
Yes.
Running 3-phase, 7.6 kilowatts, I think it is. So you've got to actually use all that lot just to run. So all these will be connected.
Yep.
So you got 3-phase. So you got 3 of those and an earth.
Yep.
And all we need to be plugged in to run this bad boy.
Right. Which in turn runs this.
That's right.
And I see this great big slab of steel on the side. It looks like the front of the brakes on your car.
Correct.
And I guess somewhere there's a clamp on it.
Yep.
Oh,
Straight around the front there.
Yeah.
This is more for an emergency situation. It's actually more of an emergency brake.
Right.
So if there's an issue, a fault, that just
got that
slams
option.
on. Yeah.
It wouldn't be automatic, or is it automatic?
It is automatic, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So if there's an issue in this area here, it probably gets a signal from the box here somehow, and then that brake will just slam on.
And the operator thinks, oh, something's happened.
Yep. He'll get a certain amount of warning.
Sure. Just looking at the end of this wire rope, I just see how it's sort of tapered. It must be a machine that actually sort of narrows it down like that.
Right. So this is called a fuse and tape. So it just keeps that end nice and compact and in order, otherwise it'll be just wires flying all over
the
so
place.
it gets a bit messy.
Yeah. So how often would you check the wires on a crane?
So part of your operator would be part of his daily check.
Oh, yeah.
The officially would get checked every time these ones get assembled.
Wow.
So and if it's up there for more than a year, it will get checked over and test over once a year.
So you buy this like this? This is how it comes? That's already on? You don't
Correct.
have to do it yourself?
That's right, yeah.
Right. Wow. So I was watching how they make wire rope, and they've got this great big machine with all the different strands, and they twist and it comes out as wire rope. And then we watched a crane on a ship sort of pick up a strop, and at the end of the strop it goes round the logs, and there was a little round lever that stuck on the end of that.
That's right. Yep,
And
yep.
so when he gets and drops it, he just pushes the lever, that releases and pulls it out from under it and goes and gets another log.
That's right.
So that's got to lift one hell of a weight, the little steel clamp that's on the end of it.
That's right. Yep.
How
yep.
would they do that?
Well, generally those are epoxied in,
Oh, really?
an epoxy resin. So it's basically a two-pot mixture. Your button is the button is a special size. It needs to be able to fit the rope.
Yep, yep.
You can't just put a normal any size. It's got to be specific for that rope size. Let's say if that's your rope. Yeah, that's a two-pot mixture. You mix it up and pour it in, and generally it's ready to go in about an hour. So it's
God,
all
really?
heavy-duty stuff. It
Absolutely.
goes off with a bang.
Yeah, so I see there's some other things there's a machine that actually squashes it on there.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's more for lifting slings and not for wire ropes, but actual slings where we hang off your
Yeah,
hook.
right.
That sort of
But even this is, if you're sort of picking something off the ground that's sort of like 60 tonne, this has got to cope with 60 tonne.
Oh, that size wire probably not so much.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, so obviously 60 tonne you need quite a
Bigger wire
big
than
wire.
that.
Yeah. This is probably about 5.
What are they doing with this? They're building a building.
Yes, but tower cranes are mainly used for high-rise building
Yeah,
construction.
yeah, right. So what's the heaviest thing? A wall or something?
It'd be a wall panel or a column.
Or maybe a window or something like that?
Windows generally don't go that heavy. It's mainly your
no.
concrete components,
Sure.
either steel components.
Wow. So there's a couple of steel boxes here, and like you were saying, in there is just the components for the electrics, and so it's all set up. All that voltage is going through it, and if something's gone wrong with it, the operator can't really do much about that.
No, if there's a problem, something will trip out, which will stop function of the crane. You'll get a alarm in his cab or something like that, and you'll go, oh, there's a problem, so we need to call a sparky.
Excellent. Oh well, here comes a truckload of components, so we'll watch you do your job and lift it off. Excellent. Sorry? Oh yeah, we got a TV show.
Oh, I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it. So,
Yeah. So we're just really looking at that, but all this is turned up, so I'll use that as an opportunity to talk about tower cranes.
yeah.
So I even sat in the cabin and you won't catch me going up there.
No, you wouldn't catch me in one of those either. I think I'll stay right down here.
Yeah. It's amazing how quick these bloody things are, just like a day it's just about up.
Well, we've just pulled this one down at North Shore.
Demag stands for uncompromising quality. As one of the world's leading manufacturers of high performance and reliable industrial cranes, crane components and drives, we offer our customers a comprehensive range of smart solutions for their material flow and logistic needs. Our name is synonymous with maximum safety, reliability and innovation. We provide our customers with smooth processes, maximum efficiency and best results. So, want to find out more? Just call All Crane on 0800 All Crane or check out their webpage www.allcrane.co.nz. The Gecko Mini Crane without riggers, designed to get into small areas and confined places like stairs, passageways, things like that. Because they don't have a huge setup time, this saves money and time. Gecko, the crane that does all those little jobs in tight places. For more information, check out www.allcrane.co.nz. Tadano have been building cranes since 1956. Tadano is the name in mobile cranes, from 2-axle to 7-axle cranes as well as track cranes. Tadano, a great choice of crane. So if you're looking for a crane, why not choose Tadano? Tried and true. To find out more, just go to allcrane.co.nz. Fassi, an extraordinary crane. So if you need a crane fitted to your truck, either behind the cab or on the back, then Fassi is the crane you need. Fassi can load your truck and trailer as well as unload them. A versatile crane that saves time and money. So to find out about getting your Fassi crane, just call All Crane on 0800 All Crane or check out their webpage at www.allcrane.co.nz. Mike, this is the bottom of the crane, and they've got these big feet, I suppose you call them, with 9 holes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 holes.
Yep.
And first of all, do they have to dig a hole and make a frame, make a pad?
Yeah, I would say with these ones they will dig a hole, because obviously it needs to be anchored down to the ground quite well. And they'll have a huge concrete pad under there just for a hold down weight.
Sure.
And out of that pad you'll have these four areas with these bolts sticking out. So they'll all be positioned pretty well spot on to go into each of these holes.
And a big nut on top.
They'll be threaded rod, yeah, and then big nuts and washers on this top side to hold it down. So.
And I see even those are held in with the pins.
Yep.
And there's a box. You're talking about the power coming into the machine from the base.
That's right.
And I guess this is where it all goes.
So you'll have like a transformer or a generator, or however the site's set up, and they'll have the main power leads will plug into there, and then you'll have some more probably coming out of here, running up the tower. To go up to the boxes up the top.
Sure.
We looked at earlier.
I'm not sure how much wire rope's on that winch, but there's certainly enough to get the job done. 2 more winches on the back to move that enormous jib up and down. Amazing. So talking to Mike about this impressive crane, the huge lift capacity, the height of the boom, watching it work out on the Warkworth motorway bridges, another amazing event. The fact that it can cater for even more weight on the back by using another jib on the back like they did on that motorway job. And I understand there's only 2 cranes like this in the country. So it's been very special to be able to have one on this show.